but this video is more of a discussion about how we got to where we are in life, why we're such good friends, and where our future goals are.
That actually sounds really interesting, Elliot. It's nice to see how you sort of did your placement and then realised quite early on that it wasn't for you. And I think what I find from that story is you could have just said, oh, engineering isn't for me, but I'm just going to worry about it later. But instead you were proactive. And I think that's what I really like about you is you stayed proactive and thought, okay, this placement or this engineering part of the placement isn't for me, but what can I do sort of better myself or to explore a different avenue? And going into finance, I think that was very interesting. So all I'm saying is I really like how you stayed proactive. So how did you actually find the transition between engineering and finance, especially in your placement?
Sure, so that's actually a really good point. So in engineering, I had loads of data analytics skills. I knew that if you gave me a bunch of data, I'd be able to pick out the core trends and do whatever I wanted with it. And then I started my finance kind of 2-month placement, and it was essentially group consolidation of accounts. It was very corporate finance. It was cold, hard. Here's a balance sheet or here's a profit and loss statement. Check it balances, do all these checks and put it all together. And it was nothing I'd ever done before. And it was one thing that I found incredibly scary. My first kind of week, 2 weeks, I genuinely was going into work terrified that I wasn't going to know what I was doing and that my boss would be disappointed in the work I was doing. But actually, one thing that made it really, really easy for me was that my boss ended up being absolutely lovely. So my boss and one of the other people on my team, she was absolutely great as well. They really coached me through every step of the way. If I had any questions, they had all the time in the world to answer them, which was really nice. But I'd definitely say the key thing is to make sure that when you are looking to transition to a new industry, is to research and do as much work as you can in your own time to develop your skill set.
It's like, oh Stan, what do you want to do next? Elliot, what do you want to do next after university? And we both agree that we both want to be sort of financially free and we want sort of more than sort of life offers. And I think again that really brought us closer together because we both had sort of similar ambitions and we've always sort of motivated each other and really pushed each other. So when I'm down, Elliot sort of pulls me up, and then vice versa, we're always there for each other. And I think that's the next point we want to make is find the people you get on really well with and really sort of help each other out, because again, we're all in this together, and if you do have similar sort of ambitions, it's all about motivating each other and pushing each other. And the one thing that Elliot and I have both sort of agreed is to never settle and always pushing each other. So I don't know if you want to sort of add to that, Elliot, or take it from here, but I think the one thing is, as Elliot I'm sure will mention, is that we never want to settle and always want more from life.
So as Stan said, one thing that we do really well for each other is that we push each other and motivate each other and pick each other up when we're feeling down. And that's something that's been really helpful for both of us. So I know, as Stan said, in his 3rd year of his degree, when he was struggling, I helped motivate him. And similarly, when I was having my struggles with engineering, it was really useful to talk to Stan, who already had that experience of moving into finance or changing career and soldiering through something you don't really enjoy. So that was really good for me, and it really kept my motivation up throughout my final year of my degree. So as he said, we actually push each other consistently, and we always want to get to the point where we're not settling in our own eyes. So what that means is that we're constantly pushing each other to achieve more. Now, this doesn't mean we're not happy with what we have and we're not grateful, but it does mean that we're always pushing each other to try and achieve and get to the next level and be more productive. So it means that we're not necessarily letting each other get away with lazy days, for example, not uploading for like a month or 2 months. We make sure we keep each other motivated to keep recording. But of course, this can be really difficult. So one of the things I always highlight is that not every day is a productive day. So that's something that I definitely find is the case. I often find myself in the evenings after work, for example, thinking, I really should record a video this evening, but I'm just so tired. And that's absolutely fine. So long as you don't use that excuse every day and constantly put things off, every now and then you are able to just have a day where you completely shut off from the world and just take time for yourself. So that's one thing I think is really key, is ensuring that when you're trying to be as productive as possible, you also have periods of downtime. You don't want to just keep pushing through. So that's one of my key tips for staying productive.
Doesn't matter what you do, whether it's, again, these side hustles like YouTube or blogs or whatever, whether it's investing, like Elliot mentioned, like having rental properties would be great, but I think do what makes you happy because that's what, again, it makes you happy, makes you feel good, and then that really, I think, translates. If you're happy in one bit of your life, it will already translate to your other parts of life.
Thanks you guys for watching. Let us know down in the comments section whether you liked the video and whether you'd like to see more collaborations. And hit the like button and subscribe if you're new around here. And as always, I'll see you in the next video.